on the bus home this evening, there were 9 people, including me and the bus driver. And I was sat there with no distractions. The battery on my phone was running out and I didn't have anything to read or anything. So I just sat there with the thoughts effortlessly rolling through my mind. Everything from that I've got to do that bloody run when I get home, and that actually it's a busy night because we've got to go to the shops and we had to do Zach's A-level meeting online with his teacher, and then we've got to pick Zach up from Portishead from his girlfriend's house, and all these things like going through my mind. So all these kind of conscious thoughts. And then there are the kind of little tiny thoughts like, that guy's blue baseball cap's interesting. I recognise that logo. And, oh, those two people actually know each other and they're chatting. All these kind of flittering thoughts. So let's imagine, for the sake of making my mathematics easy, that during that short space of time that I spent with those 9 people on the bus, or 8 other people on the bus, that I had 1,100 thoughts. And each of those 9 people on the bus also had 1,100 thoughts. Now, obviously, some of them are reading and some of them are listening to podcasts and stuff. So give or take, let's say 10,000 thoughts took place on that bus on the way home. And I was sort of running through what I was going to make my video about tonight. And it kind of dawned on me that everybody on that bus is the main character in their own film, like I was. You know, those people were just sat there as kind of extras in my movie, but I was an extra in their movie. They had all these thoughts going through their heads as well, conscious and subconscious. Let's say like lines of code, you know, like going through your head like this. Some of them are conscious, some of them are unconscious. And let's say, for the sake of argument, that the fact that I spotted that other person on the bus and I acknowledged that they exist as another human is one line of code. And on the flip side of it, the 2 people that were chatting to each other, who knew each other, maybe out of the 1,100 lines of code or thoughts that they had, maybe the other person was taking up 50% of them. The point is that everybody on that bus has got their own thoughts and their own fears and their own worries, same as me. There's same emotions, the same people they care about, the same likes, the same dislikes, even down to like a favourite meal or a vegetable they dislike or a favourite movie. Everybody, every single person on that bus is as rich and as complex and as meaningful a person as I am. Now, this has a word. This level of empathy and kind of existential understanding has got a word, and it's called Sonder. It was dreamt up by an author called John Koenig, and I came across the word because I did the Alpkit Sonder ride a few years ago, like a gravel ride, and I wondered what the word meant. And it means this kind of understanding that within the world, everybody has the same level of existence and thought and emotion as you do. Now, I think it's quite easy actually to go through life and just think of all these other people as kind of empty vessels that are just sat there. You have a brief interaction with somebody when you're buying a coffee, and they kind of, when you walk away from that in a kind of string theory sense, they don't exist. But they do. My challenge to you for tomorrow is to try and spend a little bit of time consciously considering the existence of some other people that are in your lives. It can be challenging when you come across a particularly officious work colleague or a defensive student or something like that. But actually having that level of empathy to sort of go, this person has their own stuff going on, I think is a really good starting point. Just imagine if, can you hear the fireworks? Just imagine if everybody in the world did this. Just during the day, they picked a random person and they really considered that other person's existence and the value and the importance of their feelings, thoughts and emotions. And I think the world would be a better place if we all did that.